Hey, I missed a week. I was going to a place where I have gone before and many men have gone before. Relapse. All right. I've been drinking. That's not something I'm proud of, but it's the fact of the matter. It's why we missed last week. But we're back here. All right, we've already done a podcast on Survivor, which I thought went very well. But multiple people have told me I sounded extremely negative. But that's only because Survivor is terrible. And
What do you want?
what do you want from me? And then we covered the films in 1990. We just deep dive. All right, so we're back in business. We're
That went
deep.
even better, I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Great. Glad to hear it. So
hmm
we're deep. We're back. Oh, Logan's alarm is going off at 7:24. What a weird time for an alarm to go
I'm
off. And
not gonna get
uh
into it. I've done it
I
20 times. I've explained it to you.
I know you have. Um all right. So we're trekking. We're back to trekking through space with our good friends, the Next Generation cast. Um
They're okay friends. Let's get it right.
I gotta be honest, I'm with you, man. I listen, Picard
He's
fucking
cool.
rules.
He's cool.
Picard fucking kicks ass. I'm so into
And
Picard.
the girls are really hot. Like, let's keep
Ah!
it real. What are these two? Troy and Beverly?
But
Get out of here.
what are we doing? I defended him last week. We had Tim on, and he's a big Next Generation fan, and we both agreed Data horrible in Generations, right? But we
hmm
chalked it up to that chip he's got going,
Yeah.
right?
Not his
Like
fault.
the emotion chip. All right, it was just a bad subplot. He sucks in these two movies.
Yeah.
That's
Is
three
is he
out
just
of
getting
four Star
old?
Trek movies where this character sucks.
Yeah, but we were so high on him in the second one. Does it make up for it?
I don't think it does. I think it did.
A
It
net
made
negative.
the first contact made up for Generations. Now we've reversed.
Yeah,
We've reversed course.
one step forward, two steps back.
Yeah, I've got some data for you.
Oh well.
Data
What does it
sucks.
say? The data says data sucks.
Yeah.
I always said data. I gotta be honest. Like not for this character, but for that word. If I was ever like
It,
reading, I'd be like
either
data.
either is fine, but you're
You
not gonna
can't call
name
this
a
guy data though.
robot data.
You can't call this guy data. It's not
Yeah,
like
that
a
would be
Trekkie would
crazy.
slap you.
Yeah,
When that
yeah.
when Trekkies slap each other, you think they do it like this? They're like,
Oh,
psh.
so that was a visual joke for the podcast
Right, I
listeners.
did
He,
the
he, he did the little
Vulcan.
Spock, live long and prosper thing as a smack. I liked it a lot. No, I assume they just sneak up behind each other and nerve pinch each
Oh
other.
yeah, that'd be so fun. But they're
Yeah.
like, if it doesn't, do you think they go along with the bit? They pretend like it worked. They're like, oh, you got me. Oh shit.
Yep. Yep. It's
It's
like
like
when I was
wrestling.
a yeah, when I was a kid, I used to wrestle friends of mine, and they put a sleeper hold on me.
You
I'd
gotta
always
act like
pretend
it.
to fall asleep.
That's how my brothers and I wrestled on the trampoline too.
Yeah.
Like if you did the attitude adjustment, you were out for a bit. There, you weren't just gonna like stand up right afterward. The
Jeez.
finishers counted as extra moves, you know?
Oh yeah, they finish you.
Yeah. Or else you're
Mhm.
not being accurate. You may as well not even watch wrestling.
Yeah, what are we doing? Spamming finishers? Like, what am I watching? Some sort of an AEW match?
Well, that's fun too, though, to just go from one wrestler's finisher right into the next one. Do the pedigree right after, and then the swanton bomb. That can be fun too. And then right when they get up, RKO. You can tell I
From out of
don't want to
nowhere.
talk about
From
these
out of
movies,
nowhere.
right?
Yeah, yeah. No, who would? These are pretty boring movies, I'll tell you. Uh, we're covering Star Trek Insurrection and Star Trek Nemesis today. Now, Insurrection I didn't hate, but it gave me an idea of what the TV show must be like. But most
You haven't seen the show?
time, not no, I told you I haven't watched any of the Star Trek shows except for like a couple episodes here and there. But the thing with this thing is, you know how you watch a movie based on a TV show And a lot of times the criticism is like, oh, it just feels like a long episode of the TV show.
Sure. Not
This
always.
this didn't it this didn't even feel like a long episode of a TV show. It felt like they had like an episode of a TV show and they just like elongated it. Like it
Is that
didn't
not the
feel like
same
they
thing?
had like no, I feel like with movies based on TV, a lot of times it's like we had so much stuff to
It was
fit
too
into this
big.
episode. Yeah, it was too big to fit into an episode. And I'm like, this could easily have been a 40-minute
Okay, I see
episode
what
of
you're saying.
television. And it's
Yeah,
just we're watching a movie instead.
right. Yeah. I this one that like everyone's falling in love. It did feel like just like an episode of a show. Like all of our characters are just like off meeting new people and like
It's
getting
true. And some of
romances.
them are like love from the show. Like it felt like
Mm-hmm.
I mean Frakes and Troy. Uh who's Frakes' character?
Uh,
Riker.
Riker. Yeah.
Like did I guess they had a relationship on the show and it didn't work out, and then in this movie they just sort of both decided simultaneously like, well, why don't we just end up together?
Were they together in real life?
I have no idea.
They have that energy. Not that I think that they're necessarily good together. They just give off vibes that they were together. Riker and Troy. But there's Riker, William Riker. I thought
I don't.
I heard at one point they call him
Oh, that
William,
might be right. Yeah. uh
which is close to William Stryker, which is an X-Men character. And I was thinking about
oh,
how
great
Patrick
call.
Stewart was
Great
in the
call.
X-Men. Okay,
Yeah.
William
Yeah.
Riker here.
Yeah. Your answers aren't that way, Picard.
Right. He'd be great in Star Trek as the captain.
Oh, Brian Cox.
Yeah, he'd be
No,
incredible.
he'd be incredible as like a Klingon guy or
No,
something.
no, that's a waste. That's like
That
putting him
that's
as
a
the F.
waste.
Murray Abraham role.
Yeah,
You're
but I thought
wasting that
F.
guy.
Murray Abraham was pretty good in this.
No, he was actually pretty good. But I
Brought a
learned
little
that
class to this film.
waste of Ron Perlman. I didn't even know he was in the freaking movie. Was he
Yeah.
not famous? Maybe
No,
2002.
of
He's
course he
famous. He's
was. Ron
famous.
Perlman's Ron Perlman. But there's so much going on. Like I get, there's Star Trek fans. They want to be in the movie. It's like how remember
Whoopi was back for a second.
like Backstreet Boys or In Sync were in like Phantom Menace. Remember that?
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah,
Backstreet
yeah.
Boys.
People love it. But
Yeah.
yeah, Whoopi showed up for a cameo. She was at Riker's wedding going like,
Hmm.
"Oh, I'm happy for these two."
That was
And
nice. We should have had the Chucky the child mom from Child's Play. Remember because she stayed on as like
oh,
in the
that's
science
right.
division of one of the. Oh,
Yeah, that was in 80 years ago in the
yeah, you're right.
past
That
though.
was a long time ago.
Yeah. You got to remember that there was a huge time jump
I forgot. I
between
forgot about that.
movies 6 and 7.
Right.
Yeah. But there was also the side character I was really excited about was there's some like little alien lady with like spots on her head that
Okay.
was like in Insurrection. She was like sort of on the main part of the ship, and
Okay.
she didn't really have much to do, but she had some lines, and she was Stephanie Niznik from the WB show Everwood. Okay.
Okay.
I was very excited to see her because I don't think I've ever seen her in anything but Everwood. She was Treat Williams' love interest, and she passed away in real life, like
No.
really young. And so I was like, wow, she got to be in a Star Trek
How
movie. Good for
young was
her.
she?
Probably in her 40s.
Damn. You even treat got to heaven. He was like, "Hey, what's up?"
I hope so. I hope they're fucking right now in heaven.
Well, look
With
at you going along with the bit about heaven.
yeah, hey, like Fat Boy Slim. You ever hear that end the episode with that? The Fat Boy Slim is fucking in heaven.
Who's saying that one?
What?
Who's saying that one?
Fat Boy Slim.
He sang a song about himself fucking in heaven?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. Is he
Mhm.
alive today? Or is he fucking in heaven?
I believe he's alive today.
Oh shit. He should kill
Mhm.
himself so he can get the fucking in heaven. No, that's stupid. Anyway. Can I talk about someone else that was in Star Trek Insurrection?
Knock your socks off. I'm with you. I don't have much to say about these
Yeah.
fucking movies.
The the love interest for Picard was Mrs. Octavius, Rosie from Spider-Man 2. that he accidentally kills in
That's
his big
true.
accident.
That's true. Donna Murphy is the actress. She's
Okay,
been
she was very sexy,
around
I
in a
thought.
ton of. In this,
Yeah,
I agree. I thought her and Picard had like some hot chemistry
they were really
going.
nice together.
Yeah. Eh, You know, I saw an interview with Patrick Stewart where he was saying like they had like a whole it was bigger in the original cut of the movie. Like they had like a makeout scene and like they hook up and shit. And
Wow,
I'm like, why wouldn't they include that?
he doesn't care. He already filmed it. I don't care what's in the movie.
I guess, but
That's
it's
so funny.
weird that like Patrick Stewart's like a little older and he's like a bald guy. It's like Hollywood is like, we don't need to see these people fuck.
That
But
you think
but
that was it?
I really do. But it's
That's
like he's the
stupid.
lead of the movie. Like I do want to.
Yeah,
I
let's see
want to
him get
see. Fuck
down.
that shit. I would watch Professor Xavier today. Fuck.
He's dead, right? Did he die
Well,
in Logan?
yeah, but Logan takes place in the future.
Oh shit. Also, it's just we can do whatever we want. We could just pretend
Yeah,
like
who
nothing
gives a
ever
shit?
happened.
He's in the multiverse.
What would you be into watching James McAvoy's
Fat Boy
version?
Slim is fucking in heaven. Professor Rick Xavier is fucking in the multiverse. What do you
Fucking
think?
himself in the multiverse.
Yeah. McAvoy?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I guess.
Now he's
Yeah.
thinking about it. Oh man,
Well, I was
come
picturing
on,
he's
Daniel,
so
come
short.
back to me. Oh, okay.
I guess she'd be fucking Rose Byrne. Didn't she play Moira McTaggart
She's
from
in
that
there.
franchise?
I don't know
Yeah.
who she
I
is.
know Xavier and Moira fucked at some point.
Wow.
She also fucked Banshee. She got around. All
Who's
right.
who's Banshee?
You don't know Banshee?
No. Was there a show Banshee?
There was, yeah. But Banshee was an X-Men character. He was an Irish fella and he screamed. Ah! It was Sonic Scream.
That was his
Break.
power.
Oh, ow! Yeah.
Did
And
it
it
kill
was
you?
no, it just hurt your ears and shit.
Distract
But
you?
and but it was such a powerful sonic scream. It lifted him off. He could fly off of it.
He would scream and him
He
his
would go
he
ah,
himself would fly.
and then yeah, he would lift off into the sky.
Would he have to like if he wanted to go west, would he have to like turn east and scream so it would shoot him, like
Probably,
launch him in
probably,
reverse?
yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
fun.
And he had a daughter, and she had the same power as him. Her name was Siren.
Oh damn. I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
like when you have your parents combined powers, like in Sky High. He can
I
fly, but he's also really strong.
I created a comic book called Brink when I was in
That's a decom.
when I was in college.
You
I
know
know it is. I
that? About inline skating or roller
No,
skating, whatever.
yeah, I had an online comic. You might be able to still find it online. The dude drew it and everything. But
Wow.
uh,
Brink, the only thing that would come up was the decom, probably.
probably yeah. But it was like a kid. His mom was a supervillain. His dad was a superhero, and they both like retired from they hooked up and retired from the life of supering, and now he's a teenager starting to get some powers from both sides. And he's like, "Do I be a hero or a villain?" Brink.
I'd love we need a prequel to know about the parents' origin stories,
Well,
though.
it started with this big sequence of the flashback of them fighting.
Okay. Reminds me of The Incredibles, how they're like off doing their own stuff and then they meet and start a family.
That's right.
Like how that movie
Yeah,
starts. There's like a
I might have
wedding.
ripped that off. I don't remember.
Speaking of a wedding, Star Trek Insurrection
Yeah,
starts with
hey,
is that this one or the next one?
he
I don't even remember.
shaved his face.
Riker.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
a
like,
comment in the next movie before is like, why does he have a fuzzy face? Remember that?
yeah. I didn't like that though. Like he hooks up with her again and she immediately shaves him. If I was with a girl and she was like, "You gotta shave right now, or else I'm not fucking you," get out of here.
What if like they already did it once with the beard and she was like, now I want to see how it feels without the beard.
No,
You go in and
but
you shave,
but it's the
Daniel.
reverse. She said they had dated on the show, I think, without a beard.
Oh, right. I'm
Okay,
forgetting they had a
and
past.
and so now she's like confused, like, "Oh, I don't like the way this feels." Well, you
Yeah.
know what, my man Riker, he's older, he's wiser, he's
I got
bearded.
the beard now. You
Yeah,
had me for 10 years without the beard. That wasn't enough for you?
That's right.
Maybe she can be his beard. He should say, "How about you
Oh,
be
good
my
call.
beard?"
Good call. I think she's a little controlling, if you ask me.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Hmm.
Got a loser. Broomer fast. That's a Spider-Man line.
What is
Willem,
it?
Willem Dafoe says it to James McAvoy or
Broom
James
her
Franco.
fast?
He's yeah, like during the Thanksgiving scene in the hallway, he's like, "Do what you want with her and broom her fast," like, like sweep her away or whatever.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe,
Uh,
the best.
A word to the not so wise about your little girlfriend. Do what you need to with her, then broom her fast.
I'm reading Spider-Man right now. I'm in a 1982 run of Spider-Man
In
comics.
the
No one cares
'80s,
about this. We gotta.
I
Well,
remember you were
yeah,
in the '60s.
yeah. I started in 1961. Now I'm on 1982. Logan, I've
Holy
gotten
shit!
pretty fucking far into the Marvel
You know how many
universe.
years you've covered? What's 9 plus 10?
21.
21. You're in your 21st year of comics. That's when Marvel started, 1961.
That's when
Seems
Fantastic
late.
Four #1 came out. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Marvel came out late. All the DC shit came out in like the 30s and 40s, and Marvel was putting out stuff, but like the only character from that period that really lasted was Captain America. But
Oh.
then when they introduced all their new characters, they just decided like, well, we'll bring back Captain America. He's been like an ice. Now he's a man at a
Nice.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works out. Good
Yeah.
thing none of the other characters lasted that can't live forever. Then you like your excuse wouldn't work.
There you
Or could
go.
you just freeze anybody?
Well, I guess anybody could have been stuck in that ice,
I guess you're right, actually.
right?
And you would buy it.
Sure, why
Walt
not?
Disney's frozen in ice. We're
It's
fine about
true.
that. We don't
It,
care.
he could come back any day now. I feel like
You are you waiting for that?
it's probably soon, right? They're probably like his instructions were like wait until the country has descended into fascism. And so like now like the Disney people are
What's he
like
waiting for?
any day now.
Any day it's gonna come.
Yeah,
Well, you heard it here first. Daniel predicted it.
I did.
Well, on the franchise, you only get news like that here on the Star Trek
Hashtag
episode.
Heil Disney.
Well, all right.
All right.
I won't be doing that.
Please use that hashtag on X. No, it'll get they're hiling all over the place on X. You'll get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, no, not necessary.
All right. Star Trek Insurrection. This movie came out in
I
December
had a
of
funny
19.
joke.
Oh, I'd love to hear a funny joke.
Star Trek His Erection, because this one's all about him getting horny.
Good,
That's
good,
pretty funny.
good.
Thank
Picard,
you.
you're talking about Picard's big old boner.
I don't know how big it is, but yeah, his
Oh, it's
boner.
big.
You think
He's
it's big?
got.
Does the
You
your
want to hear
carpet
about
match the
BD?
drapes? You think?
I don't know. He seems to have gray hair. Like you could
Right.
see very little bit of gray hair. At one
Or
point,
white.
Donna
Just comes in
Murphy's
white
like, "I haven't fucked a bald guy in a while,"
in a
and
while.
she's like, and he's like, "Well, get ready. All right, I'm gonna dip
Yeah.
my shit." All right. So this came out December 11th, 1998.
Wow. I'm
Jonathan
born.
Frakes.
I'm finally here. This is
Are
my
you?
first Star Trek
Uh,
on Earth.
wow.
That's
This,
exciting.
yeah, that is exciting.
Wow. I'm ready to live long and prosper.
You, mm, well, I don't think you're doing
Oh no,
either of
my
those
internet
things
connection is
yet, but we'll
unstable.
see. We'll see. Is it?
It just said so, but we'll see how it just disappeared.
You are a little cutty. You're jumpy around
Oh no.
video wise. I can hear you fine. All
Oh
right.
shit.
Anyway, so Frakes is back to direct. He did First Contact. He's Riker. He gave himself a nice fucking sex scene in this movie. Hey, you know what my big idea for this movie is? Me shirtless
Mm-hmm.
in a hot tub with
Mm-hmm.
the sexiest lady in the cast.
You think she is?
Uh,
You're probably right. Donna Murphy
um,
making a real run for it.
well, I just mean like the next gen cast,
Right, fair, fair.
but like I'm honestly with you.
But I mean
Uh,
Beverly making a run for it too.
oh yeah, she's crushing it.
Good job. Yeah.
All right. So he's directing. It's written by this fellow, Michael Piller. Now, Piller was one of the dudes. Remember back in Generations, I told you they were doing like some sort of a competition. They had a bunch of Star Trek Next Generation writers like pitch ideas, and the ones they chose were Ronald D. Moore and Brandon Braga.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon. I
So,
hate that name still.
yeah, I know. So this was another guy that pitched the idea. His wasn't
Oh,
chosen.
runner up.
Yeah, but now he's ready. He's writing this.
He tuned it a bit.
Yeah, but he's apparently sort of a beloved Star Trek writer. He co-created Star Trek Voyager,
Oh, so he's a
and
pillar of the franchise, you might say.
he's a pillar of the franchise for sure. And he, from what I read, he died in 2005. So there's a lot of like people talking about him,
Mm-hmm.
after his death, and some people credit him with like the show Next Generation taking a leap. Like apparently,
Wow.
like season 1 through 3 is very like episodic, what episode of the week kind of shit,
Right.
and then it gets much more serialized after that, and he gets a lot of credit for that.
That's cool. I wish he was
Um,
around to know that, but
yeah,
in the
yeah.
afterlife, he knows.
But it's sort of ironic because this is such an episodic movie. This
That's a
feels
good
like an
point. Yeah.
episode of the show.
Yeah, true.
All right. The biggest budget yet for a Star Trek
No
movie.
way.
Yeah.
What
Uh,
the fuck?
they gave him $70 million because First Contact was such a hit, and it was probably a bad idea. It did well, but not like $70 million.
There's so many there's normal people wearing like
I
a
know.
gray sack.
So much of it takes place on just like a random
They're like
Earth type
nomads or
area.
whatever.
Yeah,
How did it cost that much money?
I don't know. I
F.
really
Murray
don't.
said, "Give me it
Yeah,
all."
all that makeup,
I'm
man.
Amadeus,
Stretch
bitch.
my
Was
face.
he Amadeus? I don't know.
No, he was Salieri.
Okay, I'm Salieri. I won an Oscar. He did do that.
Yep. Um. Anyway, made $117.8 million at the box office. Not bad, but
When you spend 70 million on the freaking movie, it's not
that's the
great.
problem. That's the problem. That's a good box office return, but like they could have made this movie for $35 million.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. Um, it came in at number 28 at the box office for the year between 6 Days, 7 Nights. Harrison
Okay.
Ford and Anne Heche, one of my father's favorite movies,
R.I.P.
and
Heche.
yeah, and Blade.
Oh, covered
Do you
on the
think
franchise.
anybody watching 6 Days, 7 Nights in theaters like turned to the person next to him and went like, "You see Heche? She's gonna die before Harrison Ford."
Oh, I didn't. That's not
I
what I
would
thought
I
you were
would
gonna
think
say.
I would think that person was insane.
Yeah, that's a good call. But hey,
Yeah.
life is unexpected.
It's, Logan, that's deep.
Life is unexpected. It's not
Yeah,
that deep.
that's deep. All right, where are we at? Saturn Awards, it only got 2 nominations. Makeup, it lost to John Carpenter's Vampires, and Best Science.
Really?
Yeah. And Best Science Fiction Film, it was nominated but lost to. It was actually a tie between Dark City and Armageddon.
Okay. Never seen Dark City. Always wanted to, though.
It's a cool movie. Dark City, I saw when it came out. I was like 12 years old, and I like did not get it. I was like, this sucks. I thought it was boring and weird and stupid. And then I watched it as an adult, and it's like, wow.
Did somebody make that?
Things you think are weird and stupid when you're 12 are often
Of
very
course.
cool.
Like, real adults are making movies. You don't really understand that when you're a kid. You're just like, oh, a movie. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
some of the smartest people that we have in the world are making movies.
It's
But
true.
we don't you don't understand that. It's
Yeah. No, Dark City was directed by Alex Proyas. That was sort of his blank check movie after The Crow did so well. They were like,
Right.
do whatever you want. He made this real weird sci-fi
that's cool.
movie.
Shout
Yeah.
out to him.
Um,
The thing about vampires is you think it's a movie about vampires, but you're following a crew of vampire hunters. That threw me for a loop the first time I saw it. I was expecting Near Dark, where you're like
Mm.
following a crew of
Mm.
vampires, but it's the opposite. It's a crew of vampire killers.
Very true.
They're just talking about like, I want to fuck this vampire lady. She's hot. They're just like being misogynist the whole movie.
James
Pretty fun.
Woods, he's a great choice to kill vampires because one of the things that kills vampires wood.
That's your best joke ever.
Wood and steak.
That was a genius. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Try to think of who else they should have cast.
Well, I already nailed that joke. So why don't you just do the rest of the show?
Maybe Elijah would. Okay.
Oh,
All
good.
right. I mean, what we talked about it. We're like hanging out with monks.
Hey,
We got,
maybe Jonathan Stakes.
but that doesn't like the other guy. That was his real
Was
name.
that joke so bad that it negated the previous joke?
No, not necessarily. But the other one was his real name, so it really worked. This one,
Yeah,
it's
I
like you're
know.
making a
I know.
pun out of it.
Well, I want him to get us back on Star Trek.
Right, right. Good job.
Thank you.
There are these two groups, the Sona and the Baku. Don't ask me to know who's
Who
who.
cares?
Yeah.
Basically the plot of this movie is like there's this they find this planet. They like just recently discovered like warp speeds, so now they're part of the Federation of Planets, you know?
Okay.
And there's only 600 of them. 600 people living on this planet, but they've like discovered the secret to like staying young forever.
Right.
All right. So now the fleet or whatever, the government basically of planets, they decide, well, what are these 600 people hoarding this amazing technology? Why don't we just take these fuckers out and we can all be young forever?
Wow. It's like Black Panther. Wakanda has like all this technology, and we're like,
Right.
hey, what the fuck you doing with all that? Why don't you share it with the rest of the world, bro? What are you doing with
Mm-hmm.
all that? Sort
Yeah.
of like that.
Let's get some of that vibranium over here in America. We'll
We need
build
Michael B.
some
Jordan to go over
weaponry.
and be like, hey, share it with all of us in New York. What's
Right.
up with that?
What's up with that?
What is up with that? Shout out to Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan gave my two favorite performances of the year.
Is that true? Were they your two
I
favorite performances of the year?
don't know.
I just watched the first episode of The Wire the other day. He was a little boy. It was
Yeah,
really cool. He's in the first episode.
Wallace.
Very
He's
first
yeah,
one.
he's in the yeah.
Yeah. Wallace, yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah.
Love Wallace.
He's so tiny.
He's such a little boy. Yeah. All right, where are we at?
I don't know. The Baku
Well, I gave you that's the whole take. So they
and
go
F.
down
Murray
there and
Abraham.
oh right, he's like the villain. He's getting a lot of stretchy face treatments
That was cool. That
crowd
looked awesome.
by sexy ladies.
Okay.
I love having going to the spa and having sexy ladies stretch my face, and the ladies are like, "Ooh, thank you."
Ooh, Angel. Ooh, F. Murray Abraham. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. I did like that. He was very fun. He was having a good time, I thought.
Oh, he's having a great time.
Yeah. I hope so. That'd be sad if he was like miserable on
No, it
set.
seemed like he was like the real focus of the movie on. He's probably the MVP of this one, if not
Fair.
Picard. It's kind of always Picard with these movies.
Same as Kirk with the originals. I just went all him the
But
whole
you know
time.
what? Like in the originals,
No, I think went Child's Play in this in one of that one.
my take is the original cast movies feel like movies. Okay. Whereas the next generation cast movies just feel like a continuation of the next generation TV show.
Right.
So I'm kept a little bit at an arm's length. And so the original cast movies, they did a decent job of getting us invested in everyone that we needed to be invested in. And you know, if we didn't, they just were sort of off to the side. The next generation movies actually do a really good idea of a really good job of giving everybody stuff to do. I just
Right.
don't always care. And
Right.
to me, Data is so specifically their attempt at a Spock. Like we need like Spock Kirk. That was like the big thing
Hmm.
on like that was the relationship that people wanted to follow on original series. So like we need a Spock on the show. And it's Data, and Data sucks.
He sucks, but I honestly thought he was worse than that first movie. That was when I hated him the most. So I didn't feel that bad this week.
Me too, but there's all kinds of fucking dumb shit in this movie. Like I, what was going on with him on the planet? I feel like
Oh,
he
don't
had
ask.
some silly subplot in Insurrection, and then he's got
I
like a clone in the next one, B4
I didn't really understand the ending. Did he like
of
did he swap bodies with was that before at the end or was that Data at the end? Who's
the next
alive at the
one.
end? Like he starts like singing that song that was in the movie earlier that he was singing, and I was like, wait, is that did? Okay, and then earlier they set up where like they swapped, and I don't know,
Oh
I was very
yeah,
left very
that was the
confused.
whole thing. Remember, he's like singing fucking Gilbert and Sullivan songs.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Oh, look, come on,
Sorry.
they wrote the Pirates of Penzance and shit.
Oh, of
But
course. Pirates
yeah,
of
yeah.
Penzance.
But I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah,
It's
I was not into any of that.
so
Just give me a
lame.
Picard movie. Maybe we should just watch Star Trek Picard.
Maybe I did. I love the part where Picard went into the spaceship and it was like, uh, put some music on. And they put some classical music on. He was like, "No, computer, I need something to dance to. Give me the the mambo." And the computer put on the fucking mambo.
What's the Mambo?
It's just like a type of Latin dance.
Yeah, he had to get his hips moving. He does have the BDE, as you say. You know he's
Yeah.
like getting down. I don't know if like it's big necessarily, but you know like he just fucks all the
Oh
time.
my God. It's not something he ever worries about. Like he
No.
knows when the pants come down, the look on the face of his partner is satisfaction.
Oh, I thought you meant he just never has to worry about being lonely.
No. I'm just saying that it's just it's always good news. He's never like had someone go like, it's I feel like
No one does that though, right?
sure. I mean, not to me, obviously.
All right, but people don't like like oh really? Like people aren't like oh man like no one does that.
But can't you tell? Like I remember when I was like 15 years old,
Okay.
and I got a beach, one of my first beaches.
Okay.
Um, I remember the girl pulled down my pants. She goes, "It's so big." She said
It's
that, and I could tell it's just like she
yeah.
knew that's what you have to say in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't
She just
actually
saw a
feel
porn one.
that. Yeah.
Maybe she meant it.
I hope so.
You hope
If
so.
if you're out there,
Don't say her name.
I don't want to say her name
Do not
because
do it.
yeah.
Because she was your
Okay.
teacher. That's why I'm saying don't do
No,
it.
but I there's
No, no,
reasons.
no, no,
There's
no, no,
reasons
no.
not to say her name.
Okay, okay. Um, what happened at the end? Did we like say goodbye to these people? We just leave her? Donna Murphy? Annie?
Yeah, but Picard does say like I've got like 314 days of leave and
Oh
I plan
wow.
on taking them. Like
That
that
is a
his whole
lot.
thing is like I'll be back soon and
Okay.
we'll fuck for like most of a year and then I'll go back to work.
That is a lot of time though.
Hmm.
I sad we don't get any conclusion to that, but I think we have to just take that they had a great fling, great
Yeah,
summer together.
absolutely.
Um, that's this movie. I have nothing else to give for this one. I have more on the next one, honestly.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, well, I give it a two probably. My MVP is it's either Patrick Stewart, Donna Murphy, or F. Murray Abraham. They were the highlights,
I
and
go Stewart.
yeah, that's fine. And then, if this is the one where he does the mambo, then definitely Stewart. And
I think so.
and then LVP, I'll give it to this guy. There was like another dude down on the planet that like was important, and I thought he was supposed to be like Donna Murphy's husband at first, but then
Hmm.
clearly not because she was hooking up with Picard.
Hey,
And
maybe it
I
was.
I thought
That'd be
that guy
awesome.
was super boring.
Was he Doherty, Gallatin, Sojef, Artem,
He's
Turnell?
probably one of those guys.
Okay.
I'm not looking it up.
Was he a younger guy or an old guy?
He was a younger fellow with some thick brown hair, nice thick head of brown hair.
I'm gonna guess he's Mark Deakins. Played Turnell.
What do you got?
I'm gonna wait for the LVP.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm Data.
Oh, Data. All
I feel
right.
like Jordy sucks too. What does
You
Jordy
know,
do?
it's this dude, Daniel Hugh Kelly,
Daniel Hugh
as
Kelly.
So Jeff.
Oh, so Jeff. Okay.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
Looked like he was a
Uh,
ginger guy.
oh yeah, and they had that little kid too. There was this little kid running around in Insurrection who had such like yippee Anakin energy.
I didn't notice, I don't think.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's Wheaton? Isn't he around?
I think he popped up in Nemesis.
Oh, Nemesis. Okay.
Yeah, but
Was there no romance in the original movies? That was a problem. Like on the starship.
yeah, I always heard like it was a big deal in the '60s that Kirk and Uhura made out on the
Okay.
show. It was like one of the first like interracial like makeout sessions in TV history.
Wow.
But like there was no hint of that in any of the movies. Like we never saw Kirk and Uhura
No, I
hook
never
up in
saw
any
that.
fashion.
There was in the first movie, it's like about how the young guy wants to like live with that alien woman and they like merge their bodies together or whatever. That's like what the movie is.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's really all I can remember. Like, and I guess the Child's Play woman, we thought they had great chemistry, but it wasn't like that romantic ever.
It's true. Like that was sort of like the Picard Donna Murphy stuff in this movie, where it was
Right.
like they had some like heat and we were invested in them getting together, and then they just kind of never do.
It's exactly the
I
same. Remind me
I don't.
exactly of that.
Is it because Star Trek fans are like they're
Yes.
virgins?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know about that, but
They
it's not something
are they just like
they care about.
super uninterested in romance? Because like that might be a block for me because I need that
Right.
on a TV show.
Yeah, it's definitely missing here. I'm not sure what it is. I think you're
Yeah,
right, though. It's not their main concern.
yeah. It's
That's
not a
okay.
concern at all.
Hey, live long and prosper, guys.
Hey, if you're gonna live that long, get
That's true. That's true. That's
quit.
true.
uh, um.
I agree. Two stars.
Okay. Next movie is Nemesis. I'd always heard this one was bad, and yeah, they were right.
You never saw
Uh,
any of these?
no, I'd only ever seen Generations, the Kirk one of the Next Generation movies.
All right.
Um.
You
So
saw all
this
the new ones though,
Oh yeah, baby. Those will
but
all be
not the new ones.
rewatches for me. Well, whatever that is. Yeah.
Whatever that is, I don't even know.
I
I
don't
haven't heard
really
a
either.
thing of. I haven't seen a poster. I don't know who made it, who's in it.
I just remember the week it came out, seeing a lot of letterbox reviews of it.
Missed me. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So this next one, Nemesis, comes like 4 years later. And it's like pretty much we all know like we're not going to do another one. Like it
Oh, we
was
knew
like
that.
they were like if this does like really well, like outsized expectations, we'll do another one. But I don't think anyone had super high hopes for it. They dropped the budget by $10 million to 60 from 70,
So I think
which
F. Murray got 10. We're like, he's not here anymore.
yeah,
That's confirmation there.
yeah. Tom Hardy got nothing.
He didn't get
Uh,
shit.
uh,
Is this his first movie? I wanted to look up his career so far.
oh, it's really early.
Like
Yeah.
American movies, at least.
Um, this came out December 13th, 2002. For this one, they were like, let's try to get like movie guys involved. Maybe if movie guys make this, it'll make movie money, but it didn't really pan out that way. It's written by John Logan, who's he works with Ridley Scott a lot. and it's directed by Stuart Baird, who was like a second unit director on a lot of like really major action movies of
I've heard that name before, Stuart Baird.
the 80s and 90s. We actually covered. He only directed 3 movies. This was his last
Well,
movie as director. But we covered his previous one on the podcast back when Henry was my co-host, U.S. Marshals, the sequel
oh,
to The Fugitive. His other one is Executive Decision with Kurt Russell.
okay. Well, I
Um,
haven't seen any of those. So
I mean, honestly, I kind of like both those movies. Star Trek Nemesis is easily his worst movie.
I've heard Executive Decision. I think Henry is a fan. I think he just loves all Kurt Russell movies, though. That's one of Henry's things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He does love Kurt Russell, but it's also got Seagal.
Okay. You want to hear Tom Hardy? What he had done so far
Sure,
in a
probably
movie, The
like 8.
Trench?
I assume he'd already done 8 seasons of Peaky Blinders.
Yep.
I feel
No,
like
I don't
that's
know.
been on the air for my entire life.
Is that true? That would be like
Yeah,
way up on 90 because it's like still going, right?
it'll never stop.
So I don't know about that. But there's a movie, The Trench, where he's an uncredited soldier. He's in 2 shorts, Tommaso and Get a Grip in 2001. He's in 2 episodes of Band of Brothers. You ever watch that?
Yeah, he's in Everyone was in fucking
Two
Band of Brothers.
episodes.
That's wild.
He's in Black Hawk Down as Twombly. He's in Deserter. You know that?
No, what is it? All like war movies?
Seems like it. And then Star Trek Nemesis. So this is definitely the biggest role he's had so far.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the villain of freaking Star Trek 10.
And not only the villain, but he's like Picard.
Awesome.
He's Picard's clone, kind of.
Yeah. And he's like eating up the movie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. He looks so young. It's like when you see Randy Orton now, and then you go watch like a match from like 2005, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. Or like LeBron James from 15 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that person existed. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
It's wild.
Yeah. But
Um, all right. This December 13th, 2002, $60 million budget, made $67 million at the box office. It came in at number 54 for the year between Big Fat Liar and Reign of Fire.
wow.
Those rhyme and are great.
Is Big
And
Fat Liar that has a sequel, right?
Bigger, Fatter Liar.
You made that up, didn't you?
No,
That's
real.
real? Bigger,
Yeah,
fatter liar?
yes,
Oh my god. We should cover that.
we should. I
Is
love Big
Frankie
Fat
back?
Liar. I don't believe so, but you know what? He's back in real life. They're doing a Malcolm in the Middle reboot. So
You
you don't know about this?
no, is everyone back?
Not Dewey. They're recasting Dewey,
Dewey?
the little one, but everybody else
No.
is back.
I'd love to know what that kid looks like today.
Well, there have been some pictures of him. He's just didn't. He's not acting anymore.
He
Didn't
probably
want
looks
to do
so
it.
weird because he looked like such a little kid when he was a little kid, you know?
You know who grew up fucking insane looking is Reese.
Okay, I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
He was always weird looking to me as a kid though. I don't know what it was about him.
I don't know. He grew up. There's something off about him, but you'll
We brought
see.
back the rapist brother.
No, no. It's his brother's a rapist,
The rapist's brother.
right? But listen, he didn't rape anybody. Just his brother.
Right. Well, that doesn't mean. Does that mean we let Bob Weinstein do stuff?
I mean, Bob Weinstein was pretty complicit with a lot
Yeah,
of
I'm
that
just
shit.
making jokes. But yeah, no, it's fair. So we got that guy back.
I assume.
What if we retconned it? We tried to really make Malcolm in the Middle this time. We're like, we had no older brother. It was just
Yeah,
the
he was
three.
actually was in the middle.
Malcolm in the Middle the whole
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Recast a little. Is Cranston back?
Cranston's coming back.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Mhm.
Who played Mom? Lois, I remember was her
Jane
name.
Kazmarek.
She's always very funny
I
to me.
remember she was married to Bradley Whitford.
Wow.
She might still be, but that was like they were like a big like red carpet couple at the time because
Okay.
like every year at the Emmys, like she was nominated for Malcolm in the Middle and he was nominated for The West Wing, and so
She's
then they
nominated
go,
for that?
yeah,
Wow. We were cool back then. We nominated
yeah,
Mom for Malcolm in the Middle.
that's cool.
To me, she was all
All
I
right,
always found her hysterical on that show.
she's good.
She had like the
Uh,
car wash job or whatever. Or like the department store. Whatever
yeah, that I
convenience store.
remember. Yeah. Oh, the convenience store, right? Yeah. And
Yeah,
she
very.
worked with that the chubby dude with the glasses.
Yeah, he was funny.
Yeah. He was
I'll
also in
be there for the
Ellen.
reboot.
You'll watch that?
Are you? We'll
I might.
podcast about it.
You want to pie? Let's yeah, we'll cover every episode. Um, all right, so this Saturn Awards again, but we're in Lord of the Rings country now. So it
Mm,
lost costumes to Two Towers, then makeup to Two Towers. Tom Hardy was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. He lost to Andy Serkis,
wow.
Gollum, and
He looks
this
like
was
Gollum in this movie.
yeah, and this was nominated for Best Science Fiction Film of the Year, but it lost to your boy Steven's Minority Report.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
You said Stevens, and I thought that was somebody's last name. But then you said uh, you were just
Steven. You're
you
just
don't
on a
usually
first
just
name
use his first
basis.
name though. You-
Steven.
yeah, but all right, we're on a planet Romulus. That was exciting to me as a fan of the film Alien Romulus, right?
Get away from her, you bitch, again.
Oh man, they should have said that.
Isn't that what they said?
No, that'd be horror. That would make no
Get away
sense.
from her again, you bitch.
No, it was he said, "Get away from her," and I was like, "All right, fine." And then he takes a beat, and then he says, "You bitch,"
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
like wanted to pull out a gun and kill myself.
Yeah. In space, no one can still hear you scream.
Yeah, what a great tagline.
That was the whole movie to me.
All right.
uh,
But Tom Hardy's here. He plays the guy Shinzon. By the way, he sort of doesn't do anything next year. Like, and then he comes back. Layer Cake 2004. That's really when he comes back.
well, this movie like didn't really set the world on fire. Like it
He
wasn't
was nominated for an award. Put
a
him in a movie.
Saturn award. I feel like it's more it's not the kind of thing where it's like, wow, this set forth Tom Hardy's career. It's more of a thing we look back on now and like, hey, fun fact, Tom Hardy was in a Star Trek movie.
I think now, like any role, it can be like go viral on the internet, and then you're casting something immediately. I think that wouldn't happen today.
Everything's going viral these days. Have you heard about this COVID-19?
No, what's that?
Is going viral?
I'll have to look that up.
All right. Well,
COVID-19. All right.
you want to wear a PPE mask.
I ain't wearing
All
that
right.
shit. Why you gotta wear that?
Hey,
PPE mask.
yeah.
What are they gonna do if I don't?
Well, you're fine. Probably Alabama. They don't give a shit.
And guess what? If they come out with a freaking vaccine for this COVID-19, I'm not getting that. There's no way they're gonna make me do that. Put a fucking chip in my body and I can track me down and stuff. That's crazy. But
Man.
yeah.
Thank
Oh,
God we've got RFK in charge now, baby. He's got our best interest at heart.
by the way, this is the one that starts with the wedding.
Oh. Oh yeah, they hook back up in the previous one, but this one's got the wedding.
So is this the one where he has sex?
No, I think he has sex in the last one
Okay. Because
out
maybe
of
that wasn't his
wedlock.
doing. But yeah, Tom Hardy is like a cloned version of Picard, basically. Younger
Yeah,
cloned version.
it's weird. There's a clone version of Data in this movie. It looks exactly like Data, but the Picard one
Daniel,
is just Tom Hardy.
you should post this online. This is so good. How come when Data had a clone? Wow, that's so good. I love that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have a guy to be as cool as a Data actor as we
Well,
have for Tom
we couldn't
Hardy.
have hired like fucking Freddie Highmore. Just pop that like paint on him.
Freddie Highmore, what a choice. We could
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
Mhm.
Freddie Highmore, Jesus Christ. All right, we there's a wedding. It's great. We go off and we find like body parts. We're like, what's this? An arm, a leg, a head. Oh, it's this guy B4 Data, his like clone. Is he a clone?
Beef. Yeah, I guess.
I didn't understand that. But yeah,
How
his
can
name
there
is
be a
B4.
clone though? It's an android.
Don't think
Maybe
about
they
it.
just made more than one of them.
You can clone whatever. You have a 3D printer.
Yeah, but like if you got an android, I was assuming there's more of them. Like I watched that movie where like Megan Fox is a robot.
Right.
Like I assume there's other Megan Fox robots in the world. Like they didn't just make one of them.
That's interesting. But like Transformer, there's only one Bumblebee.
Yeah, but Transformers, they're organic. They're not like they
No, you
are
got me.
robots in disguise, but they are like born,
So in
right?
iRobot, is there more than one Will Smith?
I don't believe Will Smith is the robot in that movie.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. In the movie
I
Robots
went
with
on
Ewan McGregor,
the worst date to see iRobot. Um,
you know
wh-
Robots, right? With you,
yeah,
didn't you guys cover that? There's
no,
only one
did
Ewan
we?
McGregor character. There's not like multiples of him.
But there's gotta
I never
be.
thought about this in robot stuff. Are there just multiples of all
They're
the
not
robots?
unique. They're not just making like a million unique
I thought their
robots.
parents made them. Daniel, when I'm watching a movie about robots, I think that their parents created the robot.
What are you talking about?
If I were
They're
to watch the
made in a lab by
if I were to
scientists.
watch the movie Robots, I'm not watching that like, oh, this robot was created by a human. I'm like, oh, this robot's mom and dad gave birth to this little robot.
What?
That's what I'm thinking when I watch robots.
You seen AI, artificial intelligence? Do
That's
you think
very
there's only
clear.
one Haley Joel Osment robot? I
No,
think
that's very
there's hundreds of
specifically
them.
set up in the movie by what's his pants?
William Hurt.
Yeah, he very clearly sets that up in the very first scene. And then in the end, when he discovers they're all of him, he's like, "Whoa, I'm not so special after all." Oh shit. So no, I don't understand what you're saying with AI, but all these other movies, I think they have parents.
What? What are you talking? Robot parents?
I guess just the movie
Do you
Robots
understand what a
specifically, I'm
robot
thinking of.
is?
I do, but it's an animated movie about robots. I'm not thinking there are multiples of this robot created in a factory, and this
Of
is just one
course
of.
there are. They
But
come
that's
from an
not what I think
assembly
of.
line.
It just doesn't never cross my mind. So when you bring this
That's
thing up
all I think of.
about
Like the Jetsons, they had Rosie, the maid. Remember
right,
that?
yeah, sure.
You think they're the only household that's got a Rosie?
No,
Of course not.
no, I don't think that. And I guess it's movie specific. I break
Okay.
my own rules. I just make stuff up as I go. What do you
Yeah.
want from me? Is how I do stuff. So there's like radiation poisoning. I don't know what's going on there.
Ugh,
What happens in the plot? Is there anything
who
fun going on? I
cares?
feel like the plots of all these movies fucking suck.
I was so bored of this one, honestly. Like the Insurrection, I was invested the whole time. Like it never really felt like a movie to me, but it was like this is a pretty solid TV episode I'm
And
watching.
there was like the girl.
Well, that's not the only reason, but Nemesis, like, first of all, clones, you can miss me with clones at the best of times.
Yeah, even Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I'm
Worst
not
Star
a
Wars
big
movie.
clone guy.
Second worst Star Wars movie.
But I mean the whole thing, it's oh, do I fight me? Who cares?
Yeah. But then he does. He fights him and he kills him.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Tom Hardy. He was so cool, I thought, in this movie. What
I
else?
was in the sock store last night. I sent
Right.
you a picture of all those Trump socks.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I noticed after I sent you that picture that right under those were Kobe Bryant socks. I was like, this is the rapist section of
Wow,
the
they should have
store.
that right there.
Yeah,
You should put up a sign.
I
I don't
should.
think you'd get many sales though.
They
Who
might get
knows?
more. Yeah.
Might get more. Yeah, who knows? In Vegas, I don't know how Vegas is. Vegas, I don't know what they are politically.
Um,
You never, I
it's
bet you
it's
probably never know.
really it's really mixed. I feel like it's a swing state, but like you do see like after Trump won the election, I saw a lot of MAGA hats in the wild.
Well, I think people
Pe-
came out of the
People,
woodwork when
yeah,
that
yeah,
happened. It's
uh-huh.
free. Is it, ooh, can I poke my little head out? Is it free?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, so they came out. But
Is it safe?
no, it's not safe. Nowhere's safe. Who? What do we give this one? Three? This was better than the last one. No, this was worse
N-
than the last one.
no, this was worse than the last one. I give this
Two.
one a two.
I
Uh,
think I gave out three twos. so far?
I don't know. For me, I think
Don't ask me
this
to rank
might.
them or anything yet.
I think no. I'm just saying. I think Nemesis might be the worst one.
I don't think that that's true. I was like, really, like every scene with Tom Hardy, I was into. I got to be honest. Like
Really?
every second Tom Hardy was on screen, I was like, holy shit, I'm watching Tom Hardy in 2002.
This is easily my least favorite of the Next Generation movies, and my least favorite of the other ones was Final Frontier, and I think I might like that one a little more than this.
That's the Kirk directed one.
Yeah, the Kirk directed one.
What's the worst of the original? Six?
That one, no, the final, the
No, it's probably
free
six.
solo one.
And then row, row, row your boat.
Yeah.
Merrily, 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 merrily. I'll never get over that. All right. Well, I don't know how to rank them yet, but we don't have to do that yet. We'll do that
Nope.
next time. Who's the MVP? To me, it's
Picard.
Hardy.
All right.
He's the only guy who's taken over the top spot from anybody.
Picardi.
Bacardi. Well, that's a drink, right?
That's Bacardi.
Bacardi. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Who's the LVP?
Um,
Spiner.
sure. Fucking Data.
But he was doing two different characters, and they did seem different to me until the end when I was so confused. I still don't know who's alive and who's dead at the end of this movie. What the fuck happened? Someone please let me know. Who
My
is Data
interest
dead?
was so gone by the end of this movie,
Fair.
and that hasn't happened to me yet in these movies. Like I've been watching these fully invested.
The ending's typically the best part. That like that away and all the fun
Yeah,
endings
right,
that we
right,
do, they're all pretty
totally.
cool. But yeah, by this one you're just totally bored.
Did you
Worf, I
like?
thought I had a good showing.
I liked Picard's speech at the wedding when he gives like
Yeah,
a best man speech, and then he says like "make it so." And it's like, oh, that's something he says. Um,
yeah. I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, Worf was fine in this one, but in the previous movie, he had like this weird reaction to the planet that they were on, where he was like going through puberty or something, and
Yeah,
it- I thought that was horrible.
yeah.
There's this
Should have made
whole
more a
scene.
meal out of it though. That could
I
have been a whole
but
movie.
there's this awful scene where like Worf is like, I have an block on my face, and Picard's like, what does that mean? And Data goes like, it's Klingon for zit, for pimple,
Yeah.
and it's like
She is
that's.
my dick is getting bigger. Like
I'm
you make it more extreme.
jerking off all the time. I can't stop.
Yeah, they should honestly, they go for that. That's way more interesting than
Yeah,
I have a freaking pimple. Ron Perlman, shout out. Who's Shannon Cochran?
I don't know.
Well, she's ahead of Dina Meyer. She's sandwiched between these two. I thought she might be somebody. But all right, that's it. I have
All
nothing
right,
else.
great. Love to hear it. Hey, we'll be back next week. More Star Trek. Still got 2 weeks of this. But the next week is the J.J. Abrams ones.
That's
So
right.
Star Trek from 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness.
And those are both
So
really good, right?
Into Darkness has its ups and downs, but I do love that 2009 one. Um, now with Patreon, we got some Angel coming your way this week. Everything we said we were going to do last week, we're going to do this week because I'm going to be able to do things this week.
Yeah, as we said, we did the 1990 thing yesterday. That's on Patreon. That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
I watched a lot of good movies. If you want to hear us sort of talk about those, and but we'll
yeah.
talk about them more on. Hey, I'm watching here.
Right, and that'll be next week,
Yes, you
early
should
next
watch
week.
that thing on Netflix because you're gonna have to watch it for me to be able to talk about it. The Deadly
Okay,
American Marriage or whatever it
I
was
will.
called. You're gonna have to, because I won't be able to say anything about it because all the stuff I want to say is like a spoiler. So
Okay,
but that'll be fun. Uh, what else? I guess that's it. All right.
great. Hey, everybody.
Oh,
How do we end this show?
like that. You're sighing is gonna be
Yeah,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah. Fine.